ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। We were looking at the 15th Vakya in the fourth of the first chapter, and here in the Bhashya, Bhashyakara was negating the views of the Jnana Karma Samuchayavadi. So the Jnana Karma Samuchayavadi, what does he say? He says that you have to do karma always. Even after having jnanam, you have to do karma, and moksha is a result of a combination of doing karma and having this knowledge. And they even look at the karma phala in two different ways. Okay, and how the karma phala or karma is connected with lokas, they look at it in two ways. They say one is you do only karma, and the result whatever you get, through that you go to certain lokas like Swarga Loka, and to whatever loka you go, you enjoy there. While enjoying your life there, you are going to exhaust your karma, and once that karma is exhausted, you have to come back. That is one, they say. So parichinna karmatma darshinaha karma kshiyate, they say. Okay, so the limited results of karma which take you to some loka, they will be exhausted and you have to come back. Okay, these are all the karma, and its result can only take you to the differentiated world. Whatever the differentiated world which is there right now, within that there are different lokas are there, and you go to one of those and you have to come back. But then they say there is another type of karma phala which you get by jnana karma samuchaya, vidya sanyogat and all, they say here, correct? The karma which is combined with vidya. Here for them vidya or knowledge is really only upasana. That takes you to the avyakrita avastham karanam rupam, they say. Now that is unlimited because it is undifferentiated. Anything differentiated is limited, obviously, because if more than one division is there, each division is limited by the other. But the undifferentiated, undivided, unmanifest, the causal form is unlimited, and if you attain to that, then there is no, the karma will never get exhausted. Like this they try to give a meaning. So Bhashyakara says this is only shobhana kalpana, it is your own fantasy. Okay, it is not being said by the shruti here. Whatever you are imagining is not correct, because what is being discussed here is swaloka shabda, one's own loka. Okay, here the avyakrita is not under discussion. What is under discussion is self. The word loka is used with reference to the self because the word loka is anyway used otherwise for going to other places other than oneself. So in the similar manner, the word loka is also used for the self, and self is what is under discussion. Okay, and also Upanishad itself says Atmanam eva lokam upasita. Explicitly it is saying. So you try to know this loka which is your own self. Okay, so here you cannot say that self is attained only by doing some karma. Okay, that imagination, that kalpana is not proper. There is no context here for that to give that meaning. And about lokas which are other than oneself and which you have to reach using karma as the means, okay, that also the Brihadaranyaka itself talks about later. Kim prajaya karishyamaha. In fact, it talks about it in a derogatory manner, saying that what will I do with all this karma phala which will take me to different lokas, correct? And those karma phala itself is gained by having children, okay? So putra karma apara vidya kritebhyaha. So all the karma which we do by knowing apara vidya, not para vidya, okay? Because the vidya itself is divided into two. If you read Mundaka Upanishad, there is a apara vidya and para vidya. Yaya tad aksharam adhigamyate, that is para vidya, okay, by which this aksharam brahma, this indestructible limitless brahman, you know, by which, that alone is para vidya. Everything else is classified as apara vidya, including the Vedas themselves, because Bhashikara there says there in fact Rig Veda, Yajurveda, like that, a huge list is given of what is apara vidya. So all the portions of Veda which just talk about all this karma, they are all definitely apara vidya. Then what about the Upanishads? So Bhashyakara says even there that it has to produce that knowledge, whatever vritti which produces that knowledge about yourself, that alone is really paravidya. Because people can just study and even memorize, they can do adhyayana of the Upanishad, correct? All the people who do Veda Adhyayanam, they all memorize the Upanishad also. So the Shabda Rashi, the group of words alone does not become Paravidya. You have to study it from a guru and understand. That understanding, whatever understanding which takes place in your mind, that alone is Paravidya really. Like that he explains there. But anyway, so here, whatever you gain as karma phala through apara vidya, that is separately shown by the Upanishad itself, and that also the Jnani says, Kim prajaya karishyam. What am I going to do with all these things? I'm not really interested. For me, the loka which I want is this Atma itself. Okay. Naha, I am Atma, I am lokaha. This Atma alone is this loka for me. I don't want any other loka to go somewhere and all that. It doesn't make any sense. So, ayam Atma, naha lokaha, iti vishinashti. So, the Swam Lokam, which is talked about here, is talked about as ayam Atma, ayam lokaha, naha. For us, this Atma alone is loka. Like this, it is separately talked about. It is shown separately in comparison to other lokas which are attained by karma phala. The same thing is shown in Kaushitaki Upanishad also. Actually, this is two different quotes are there. They are by mistake showing it as one. Up to this miyate, it is Kaushitaki Upanishad. Okay, naha asya kenachana or kenacha only is there in some readings when I referred. Asya kenacha karmana lokaha miyate. Okay, so like this, there is a quotation in the Kaushitaki Upanishad. Actually, Kaushitaki Upanishad, Bhashyakara is only quoting here. It is part of the Rig Veda, and Bhashyakara has not written a Bhashyam on that commentary, but he is quoting it here. So there is a story. There is a king called Pratardana. This Pratardana fights on behalf of Indra. He with his whatever army and all, he reaches Indraloka and he fights against the opponents of Indra and helps Indra. So Indra becomes very happy with Pratardana. Then he says, I will give you a boon. You ask me. Then this Pratardana says, I am an ignorant human being. I really don't know what is good for me. So why don't you give me that which is the greatest good for a human being? Okay. Like that he asks. No, Indra says, no, no, how can I select that for you? You only have to select whatever is good for you. I cannot decide what is good for you. Then interestingly, this Pratardana says, no, no, as an ignorant human being, I don't know what is really good for me. And if you are not ready to give me whatever is the highest good for me, I don't want anything. I don't want any boon from you. Like that he says. Then Indra says, no, no, okay, whatever I have said, I cannot make it false, correct? It cannot become false. So if I have told you that I will give a boon to you, I have to give you. And then he says, I will give you that. And he says, the highest good for a human being is knowing my own nature. Indra's nature means Atma, only he is talking about. Okay. And that cannot be destroyed. That whatever Atma Loka you have gained, that cannot be destroyed by any karma or any karma phala or anything. It is not even connected to any karma. That's what he says. Kenacha karmana lokaha na miyate. This whatever Atma Loka you are going to gain. Again, this is a separate. Yeshaha asya paramo lokaha is again Bredarneka only. So this Atma alone is the paramaha lokaha for a jnani. Like this also Bredarneka says later on. So all these quotations Bhashyakara is giving. Why he says whatever swam lokam here we are giving meaning, it has to have ekavakyata with all these quotations. Okay. Ekavakyata means it has to reconcile and give a single meaning, correct? It has to have a, you have to reconcile different parts of the Vedas and arrive at a meaning which is coherent. One part of the Veda cannot contradict the other. So keeping all these things in mind, so taihi savisheshanaihi asya ekavakyata yukta iha api swamlokam iti visheshana darshana. So the swamlokam, like this separately it is shown here. Similarly in other places also ayam atma ayam lokaha yeshaha paramaha lokaha asya kenacha karmana lokaha na miyate. All these are also showing that atma, the attainment of atma is shown differently from attaining any other loka, correct? Here also it is shown like that, especially. So in all these cases, you have to take the same meaning. That's what Bhashyakara points out here. So that is there. Then the Purvapakshi is coming here. This is the, this up to this only we saw, I think, last time. So because now Purvapakshi says, the Upanishad is now saying what? Asmadhyeva atmanaha yadyat kamayate tattat srijate. So this is more like a praise of this jnanam and jnani, correct? Once you have this jnanam, the Upanishad says that whatever the jnani desires, all that is, this Atma itself creates it, it seems. It's all as though you have achieved all your desires, okay? That's what it says. Now the Purvapakshi is taking that and saying, see, Asmat Kamayate iti Ayuktam iti chet. Because the Upanishad is saying, even after attaining Swamlokam, this person is now desiring something. Now that is untenable, he says. And he explains that further. How? Iha swaha lokaha paramatma tad upasanat saeva bhavati iti sthite yadyat kamayate tattad asmad atmanaha srijate iti tad atma prapti vyatirekena phalavachanam ayuktam iti chet. So he now explains his why it is ayuktam, why it is untenable. He says, you are now saying here one's own loka, which is Paramatma, and that Paramatma alone you make an effort to know, correct? You know that, and by knowing that, you become that. Okay, you have become Paramatma, Brahma with Brahmaiva Bhavati. Then afterwards, what? Yadyat kamayate tat Asmad Atmanaha Srijate. Whatever you desire, you then create it from that Atma only, it says. That means whatever you are now desiring and creating, it is other than the Atma, he says. So, Srijate iti, that Atma Prapti. You have gained your Atma, but now something other than the Atma, Vetirekena, Atma Prapti Vetirekena, Phalavachanam is there. Because Upanishad is saying this Jnani, now whatever he desires, he or she desires, all that is created from the Atma itself. So then why is it now talking about a phala which is other than the Atma? That is not tenable, that is not proper. Like this, the Purva Pakshi is raising a question. Iti chet? Na, Bhashakara says, no, that's not a problem. Why? Swaloka upasana stuti paratva. So whatever is said here is only arthavada or stuti. It is to praise this knowledge, this attainment of this swaloka, to praise that so that people will have a ruchi for it, correct? Otherwise, everybody is interested to go to only some Swarga. Different descriptions of Swarga are also there. Even in our Veda, it is there. Other theologies are also having that. Starting from Golok, Vrindavan, Vaikunta, Kailasha, whatever. Everybody has their own description. And it's all tourism promotion, like my guru used to say, correct? So tourism promotion is there. Now, are you attracted by the tourism promotion and you want to go there, or you want to know yourself here? So that is the point here. So the Upanishad is praising this Swaloka, uh, whatever upasana, that you have to know yourself. That is being praised, the knowledge of oneself. And also further what Bhashyakara says, Swasmadeva lokat sarvamishtam sampadyata ityarthaha. So the meaning, why is it, whatever is said there is whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to enjoy, whatever you desire, everything is attained by attaining one's own loka, by gaining oneself, by knowing the nature of oneself, okay, the true nature, the reality of oneself. If you know that, it is equivalent to fulfilling all your desires, whatever it may be, correct? That is what is said even in other Upanishads also. So, Oshnute Sarvan Kamaan Saha, like that even in Taitriyam also, Taitriya Upanishad it says. So the Jnani fulfills or gains all the desires. Yugapat, Saha means there, Yugapat means simultaneously. As soon as you know yourself, it is equivalent to fulfilling all your desires. That's why for a Jnani there is a word also is used, Kritakrityaha. Kritakrityaha means what? The one who has done all that is to be done. Means what? Whatever you can gain through karma, it is as though you have gained everything, you have done everything and you have gained everything. Kritakrityaha, totally satisfied, not lacking anything, not a wanting person anymore. So that is what is being pointed out here. Because he is apta kamatva. So apta kamaha also is another word for jnani. Apta kamaha means one who has gained all that is desirable. All that is desired, all that is desirable, everything is apta, it's all gained already. Nothing more to accomplish. You don't, your happiness does not depend on gaining anything, attaining anything, going somewhere, nothing. As you are totally satisfied with yourself. You are not a wanting person anymore. That is the idea. And Bhashyakara quotes Chandogya also here. He says, Atmataha pranaha, Atmataha asha. Like this, Chandogya 7th chapter also, there Indra and Virochana and all, they go to study this Brahma Vidya. Then, then Prajapati is the one who is teaching there. That story also is very interesting. So Prajapati takes them to a pond and shows their reflection and says, this is Atma. And even before he shows that what they do seva, they do Gurukula Vasam, they do seva for 32 years, 32 Deva years, okay, not Manushya years. 32 years they do Guru Seva. Then Prajapati shows, see, this is Atma. Virochana goes, yes, happy is happy. This body is Atma. Prajapati has said. But Indra then comes back to Prajapati. How can this body be Atma? You have said that Atma is Aksharaha, it is indestructible and all that, and then you say this body is Atma. How can it be? Then he does another 32 years. Like that, Indra does total. Again he comes, again he teaches, again he comes, again he teaches. Like that, last only he understands Brahman, the nature of Atma. So he does 100 years. He does Guru Seva. Like that, he gained this Atma Jnanam. And this Atma alone is Prana. Atma alone is all the hopes you have, whatever you desire for. Everything is Atma only. From the Atma only you have. The very life is from Atma. All desires are from this Atma. So Atma alone is everything for the one who knows the reality of Atma. So ityadi Shutyantare yatha. So like it is there in the other Shrutis. Or otherwise you have to take Sarvatma Bhava Pradarsanarthaha va Purvavat. So here it says it comes from the Atma, correct? Whatever he desires, everything is from Asmat Deva Atmanaha. Fifth case, correct? From this Atma, everything comes, whatever you desire. That is only showing that everything is really Atma, Sarvatma Bhava Pradarsanarthaha. Like that we can take other ways. So that is the meaning here, not like what you say. It is not something other than Atma is coming out of Atma and all that. So yadihi parayeva Atma sampadyate, okay, tada yuktaha asmadyeva atmanaha iti Atma Shabda Prayogaha. So Bhashyakara says, only if one gains this Paramatma, okay, this Paratma is gained here as Loka, then only even this word Asmadhyeva Atmanaha, because all desires are coming from this Atma alone. If you say that Atma has to be Paramatma, correct? It cannot be some other Loka or anything. So even then, whatever you are saying will not work out. Okay. So Atma Shabda Prayogaha Yuktaha, it is tenable only if we take this Atma to mean Paramatma. Okay. Therefore, what Swasma Deva Prakrita Atmanaha Lokadi Ityevam Arthaha. So this Atma which is under discussion, okay, which is one's own self, correct? And that only is now here talked about as all this Loka. So that meaning alone is proper. Otherwise, what? Anyata Avyakrita avastat karmanaha lokad iti savishesham avakshyat. Okay. Otherwise, the Shruti would have said clearly. Here, Shruti is only talking about Swam Lokam Atmanaha like this, correct? Otherwise, it should have said Avyakrita avastat. From the Avyakrita avastha only, all your desires are fulfilled. Like that, it should have said, correct? It is not saying like that. It is saying Asmad Atmanaha. Therefore, that kind of adjectives, qualifications are not there. It would have told otherwise clearly. Therefore, what? Prakrita Paramatma Loka Vyavrittaye Vyakrita Avastha Vyavrittaye. Okay, so if Shruti had to say it has to be Avyakrita, means it would have told that specifically, then only it will be different from the whatever the Paramatma which is under discussion. And also it has to be different from the Vyakrita Avastha, because they now talk about two things, correct? They are saying all the Vyakrita lokas you go, the differentiated lokas you go, they are all limited. And there your karma phala will be exhausted, you will come back. But if you go to the Avyakrita loka, there you are going to be there forever because it is unlimited. Means, but Shruti is not saying anything like that. It is not differentiating and talking about Vyakrita, Avyakrita and all that. It is only talking about Swam Atmanaha, Asmad Atmanaha, like that. Therefore, whatever you say is Ashruta Kalpana. It is not being revealed by Shruti. It is your own imagination. So that's what Bhashyakara concludes here. Nahi Asmin Prakrite Visheshite Ashruta Antarala Avastha Pratipattum Shakyate. So here, whatever you are saying is not under discussion and it is not being revealed by the Shruti also. You are now talking about Ashruta Antarala Avastha, means what? Some intermediate state like Avyakrita Loka and all that. It is not even mentioned by the Shruti. You are making it up, and all that we cannot accept that. Okay, it cannot be understood from whatever is being revealed by the Shruti here. We cannot really get that meaning here. So like this is over. Now Bhashyakara is giving introduction to the next verse. Atho ayam va atma. So like this only the next verse starts here, correct? Atho ayam va atma. So what is the introduction? He says, Atra avidvan varnashramadi abhimanaha dharmena niyamyamanaha devadi karma kartavyataya pashuvat paratantra iti uktam. So already it was said Devanam Pashu, correct? The Avidwan, the one who does not know oneself, the ignorant person, and one who has the identity with Varna and Ashrama, and one who is also impelled by Dharma. Okay, Dharmena Niyamyamana, one who is controlled by, impelled by the Dharma, and because of all these things, he now thinks that he has a certain duty towards the Devata, who is also thinking that I have to do all this karma for these devatas and please them. He is like a pashu, like an animal for them, dependent on them, paratantra. That was already said, Devanam Pashu. Now the Upanishad is trying to show Kani Punastani Karmani. What are these karma which this Avidwan is doing for the sake of these devas? And by doing that, correct? Yat kartavyataya Pashuvat Paratantraha Bhavati. By doing all this karma to be done mandatorily, he thinks like that at least. This person has become now dependent on the devas, like the animals are dependent on human beings. Kevate devadaya, and who are these devatas? Yesham karma bihi pashuvat upakaroti, and for whom by this karma, like an animal, these human beings, these ignorant people are doing upakara to them, correct? Who are helping them, trying to please them by doing all this karma. Iti tad ubhayam prapanchayati. These two things are now being explained here in detail. That is coming in the 16th Vakya. Atho ayam va atma sarvesham bhutanam lokaha. So first Upanishad makes this statement. What? Atha means now. Okay, that's just an introductory word. Now this Atma here is the Ajnani, Avidwan, Sarvesham Bhutanam Lokaha. An ignorant person is the Loka for everybody, all the beings. Sarvesham Bhutanam here means all beings. Lokaha here means Lokyate iti Lokaha, that which is enjoyed. So you become an enjoyment for all the beings. An ignorant person is an object of enjoyment for all the beings. That's what it says, Shruti here. How? It explains further. Sayad juhoti yad yajate tena devanam lokaha. So for devas, this person is doing juhoti, yajate. So he is doing yaga, he is doing homa. So all this worship and sacrifice towards devas he is doing. Therefore, he is an enjoyment for the devas. Devanam lokaha. Further what? Atha yad anubhrute Tena Rishina. Also, he is doing Adhyayana every day. He is studying the Veda. By doing Veda Adhyayanam and studying the Veda, he is now he is an enjoyment for the Rishis. And Atha Yat Pitrubhyaha Nipranati Yat Prajam Ichate Tena Pitrunam. So for the Pitris again, Nipranati means he is doing all this Pitru karma we do, correct? Shraddha, etc. We give pinda for the Pitris, we do Tarpanam. All that we do for the Pitris, whereby an ignorant person becomes an enjoyment for the Pitris. Not only that, for the Pitris purpose, you also beget children. Prajam Ichate. Ichate means you desire for children. Desire here is an upalakshana for actually having children. Okay. So you have children, thereby you are extending your lineage, and you have children who will further do all this karma, correct? Because whenever we do Pitri karma, at least for 3 generations we do. So by getting children, you are continuing that. Not only you will get, after you leave this world, your children they will do Pitri karma for you, but they are also doing for your 2 more generations always. Understand that. So by begetting children also, you have become an object of enjoyment for the Pitris, your ancestors. Then what? Atha yen manushyan vasayate yedebhyaha ashanam dadati tena manushyanam. And for human beings, for other fellow human beings also, you are an object of enjoyment. Why? Vasayate, you give them a place to stay. Or yebhyaha ashanam dadati, for these people you are giving food. And by that what? You have become an object of enjoyment for your fellow human beings. And not only that, atha yat pashubhyaha trinodakam vindati tena pashunam. And you give for all these animals, domestic animals, pashus, you give them grass, you give them water, all these things you give, therefore you become an object of enjoyment for the pashus. And not only that, not only domestic animals, yad asya griheshu swapada vayam vayamsya pipilikabhyaha upajivanti tena tesham lokaha. Swapada means wild animals. Okay, even in our place we get wild boars, all these antelopes kind of things. So wild animals also come and enjoy. Even in our place they come because we are very near to there is a Kalakad Mundandare tiger reserve is there. Only 2-3 kilometers away from our place. So all kinds of animals come. They come and sometimes just eat some plants and all they destroy also in the process. But it is their place also, correct? We can't do anything much. We even had a python some days back. Okay. So all these things come. And so here wild animals, birds, even ants, pipilikabhyaha upajivanti, they all depend on you and they all live off you. Okay. Therefore you become an object of enjoyment for them also. Therefore what? Yata havai swaya lokaya arishtim ichet evam ha evam vide sarvani bhutani arishtim ichanti tadva etad viditam mimamsitam. So what is known and what is analyzed and understood is what? That because an ignorant person is an object of enjoyment for all these people, for devas, for rishis, for pitras, for other human beings, for even domestic animals, wild animals, birds, insects. Therefore what? Like one desires swaya lokaya arishtim ichet. Arishtim means here protection or safety, you can say. Like one wishes safety for one's own body. Okay, in that manner, the one who has this abhimana, this identity of varna and ashrama, and one who thinks that it is his duty to do all this karma, that person's safety and protection, all these beings, sarvani bhutani ariti vichanti, they all desire the safety and protection of this person because he is an object of enjoyment for them, correct? And this is well known, this is analyzed and known. That's what the Upanishad says. So this is the status of a ajnani. So let us quickly see the bhashya here. Let us see whether we can complete it today. So atha means now. Iti ayam vakya upanyasarthaha, bhashyakara says. So this atha here is upanyasa, means it is an introductory word. That's all. It just for continuation purpose it is there. Ayam yaha prakritaha grihi. Ayam means this, means what? Whoever is under discussion, the grihi, because already the grihi only was discussed before also. And karma adhikritaha, one who is qualified to do karma. Avidwan, one who is ignorant. Sharirendriya sanghatadi vishishtaha, one who has sharira, indriya, one who has the body, mind, sense complex. Okay, one who is characterized by having the body, mind, sense complex, or identity with the body, mind, sense complex is there. Pinda atma iti uchyate. So the one who takes this physical body, this individual body as atma. Okay, and that person what? Sarvesham devadina. Okay, pipilikantanam, starting from devas up to the ant, bhutanam, all beings, lokaha bhogyaha. So this person is the lokaha for all the beings, starting from devas up to ant. And lokaha bhogyaha, an object of enjoyment. Bhogyaha atma. So this person himself is an object of enjoyment for all these beings. How? So that is said here. Sarvesham varnashramadi hitaihi karmabhihi upakaritva, because he is doing all the karma which is mandated to be done according to his varna and ashram. Okay, he is that, and then that's how he is favoring all these beings. He is helping them, he is pleasing them. Again, kaihi punaha karma visheshaihi upakurvan kesham bhuta visheshanam lokaha uchyate. Okay, what are all the karma he is doing? Okay, what are the karma he is doing, and which are all the bhutas for which this person becomes a loka, an object of enjoyment. So which are all the beings for whom this person becomes a object of enjoyment? That is also said. The bhashya here, yad juhoti, yad yajeta, yad yajate. So yad juhoti, yad yajate. This is what Bhashyakara is commenting here. So yajate means yagaha. Yagaha means what? Devatam uddishya swattva parityagaha. So when you do a yaga, really you are sacrificing something, your own something, to the devatas. Okay, devatam uddishya swattva parityagaha. Whatever is yours, you are giving it up for the sake of the devatas. That is called yaga. And what is this juhoti means? What? Saeva asechanadikaha homaha asechanadikaha, yours, you offer it. So tena homa yaga lakshanena. So this yad juhoti yad yajate means the human beings are doing homa and yaga. So whatever karma which is characterized by this homa and yaga, and which is also this person thinks avashya kartavyattvena, it has to be done. Okay, it's nitya karma, naimittika karma, like that is there. Even kamya karma also is there, but he thinks it has to be done. Devanam pashutva paratantrattvena pratibaddaha. So by this karma only, this person is bound to the devas. He becomes dependent because he thinks he has to do this karma to please the devatas. He is bound by this karma only. So he becomes the pashu for the devas. The pashutvam, he becomes like an animal for the devatas. Iti lokaha, that's why he is called lokaha. He is an object of enjoyment for the devas. Similarly, what atha yad anubrute. So atha yad anubrute. Now what he anubrute means what? Swadhyayam adhite. So whatever is to be studied every day, that he studies the Veda. Adhyayana he does. Aharaha, every day by day he is studying something. By doing Veda Dhyanam, he becomes an object of enjoyment for the rishis. Tena rishinam lokaha. Atha yat pitrubhyaha niprinati. Niprinati means Bhashyakara gives explanation. Prayachati pindodakadi. So you give pinda and udaka. Pinda means normally we make some rice balls, or even with all this we also mix some till in that, correct? What is called till is called in English as sesame, correct? There used to be a Sesame Street also one program used to come. I don't know, it may be coming even now for children. At least when I was in US, like more than 25 years back, this Sesame Street used to come every day in the morning. Or in the morning or throughout the day also, we don't know. So anyway, so the sesame also we give particularly for Pitris. So we give this to the Pitris. So yacha prajam ichate also. Okay, not only you give all this pinda and udaka, this water and rice ball and sesame and all that, but you also desire to have children. So prajartham udyamam karoti. Ichate means Bhashyakara says you make effort to have children. Okay, icha cha utpatti upalakshanartha he says. So icha here really means not just a desire alone. You desire and don't do anything. It is not like that. It is a way of saying that you make an effort to reproduce. Okay, to beget children. So prajam cha utpadayati. So you create children, you produce children. Iti arthaha. So tena karmana avashyaka kartavyattvena pitrinam lokaha. So by doing all these karma, by giving pinda and udaka, by begetting children, by this karma only, and also thinking that they have to be, it has to be done, correct? You think they are all mandatory because you think it is your debt towards them, correct? Rini, that is the bhavana which is there. You become an enjoyment for your Pitrus. So Pitrunam bhogyattvena paratantraha lokaha. So now you become dependent on the Pitrus, an object of enjoyment. Vasayate. So Manushyan Vasayate is there here in the Upanishad. Okay, Manushyan Vasayate, that's what he is commenting here. What bhumi udakadi danena grihe. So in your house, you give them a place to stay, you give them water. Okay, if somebody comes, any guest comes also, we normally welcome them and ask them to stay over, all that. And again, yacha tebhyaha vasadbhyaha avasadbhyaha va arthibhyaha ashanam dadati. Whether somebody comes and stays in your place also, you give them food. Or otherwise, in fact, even in our village and all, we have a custom that before you eat, you have to go out and actually see whether anybody is there. You have to call out, in fact, like that there was a custom, it is not there anymore. Okay, my my ancestors and all, they did, I think, even 30-40 years back. In villages, they will come out and shout, is there anybody who is hungry, who wants food? Means if somebody says yes, I want, means you have to first to feed them, then only you can eat. Now this custom is there in some temples even today. Okay, but even in individual homes also it was there. That's why you understand one thing, in our country food was never sold. Selling food was considered to be a papa. Food means you have to always only give it as dhanam. Cooked food. Okay, uncooked food items and all you can sell. That's not an issue. Cooked food cannot be sold. There was a very strong sentiment on that. Okay. In fact, my own guru, he used to not go to Bhiksha to hotel owner's home. Understand that. He used to stay in a hotel. That's a different thing. But he will not go for Bhiksha because he used to say, I don't want to go to someone's home whom are really selling food. That's not correct. So without selling food, but people were traveling all over. They went from Kanyakumari to Kashi, Kashi to Rameshwaram, all the way. Even today, you can see Annadana Chatrams are there. How many of them are functional, I don't know. But in the distance which is normally covered by walking in a day, you will always find some places to stay, and some provision for food was always given. People were given food. All the people who were traveling, they were given food. There were no restaurants. Understand this. So you give food to everybody, whoever wants. You have to, in fact, call for it and then offer. So that way, you give food, whether somebody is staying with you or somebody is not staying with you, but just asking food from you, you give them. So by that, what? Tena Manushyana, by that, you become an object of enjoyment for human beings. Athayat Pashubhyaha Trinodakam Vindati Lambhayati Tena Pashuna. So for animals also you give grass and this water, you give them. By that you become an object of enjoyment for Pashus. Pashunam Lokaha, you become. Yadasya Griheshu Shwapada Vayamsi Cha Pipilika Bihi Saha Kana Kanabali Bhandak Shalanadi animals, birds, and even ants. Okay, for all these, what Kanabali means, normally we do a, see, even we, this custom also is very much there, correct? We always give some food to the crows and birds first, and then only we eat. That custom is there all over. Or in north also they take chapati and give it to some cows and all that before they eat. So this bali we have to give. Bhuta bali or even Bhashyakara says you clean your vessels and all that, ants and all these insects, correct? Whatever, even the food which you are cleaning, that is also available. So like this, Sarvataha Paripalaye, so you protect everybody, you provide for everybody in this manner. So evam ha, evam vide, Sarva Bhuta Bhogyaha Aham Anena Prakarena. So I am the enjoyment for everybody, all the beings in this way, whatever I am doing, correct? For each of them. Maya Avashyam Rinivat Pratikartavyam. So I have to mandatorily do like a rini, like the one who has borrowed has to give it back, correct? Like that I am giving to everybody. So ityavam atmanam parikalpitavate. So the one who is taking oneself like this, correct? Looking upon in this manner, one whose identity is like that. So what? Sarvani bhutani devadini yathoktani arishtim avinasham icchanti. So a person like this person, for him, all the beings, starting from Devas, as it was mentioned before, Yathoktani, Arishtim means what? Avinasham Icchanti. Arishtim Icchanti means they do not wish him to be destroyed, or they want protection for him, safety for him, correct? They want to protect him. He should not go away because this person is an object of enjoyment for all the beings. So avinasham ichanti swatva apratyutyai sarvataha samrakshanti kutumbinaha iva pashun. So even for one's own benefit, how the family man protects the animals, correct? Like pashus, cows and all that. Like that, all the beings want to protect this person, okay, in all manner. Sarvataha samrakshanti means you want to all over, you want to give safety to this person. And it was also said already, tasmad esham tanna priyam, like this it was mentioned in 1:4:10. So the devas do not wish that this person gets destroyed or even becomes a jnani. That also is that. Therefore, what tadva etad, tad etad yatoktanam कर्मणां ऋणवद् अवश्य कर्तव्यत्वं पंचमहायज्ञ प्रकरणे विदितं कर्तव्यतया मीमांसितं विचारितं च अवदान प्रकरणे. So here it says etad viditam mimamsitam, like that, correct? So where was it known from and where was it analyzed? That Bhashyakara is saying. So whatever was said here, the karma you have to do every day because you are a rini, like a debtor. You have to do all this karma, and this karma only we call pancha maha yajna. Correct? This pancha maha yajna you have to do every day. This is there very much in our culture. Even today it is there. We call pancha maha yajna means you have to do your karma every day towards the devas, the rishis, the pitras, then the fellow human beings, and then animals and insects and birds also, all of them. So you have to do, and this is to be done, daily duty. It is part of, okay, kartavyataya viditam. It has been mandated to be done, and it has been mimamsitam vicharitam means it has been analyzed, where in there is a pancha mahayajna prakarana will come later. We'll see that in Brihadaranyaka itself. And Avadana also, Avadana Prakarana, like that. These two in later chapters we will discuss that. Okay, it has been analyzed and known from there. Okay, so we will close it here. Then the next 1:4:17. With that, I think this 1:4 itself is over. So next week we will see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.